Hi everybody, it is Building Inspector aka Ocarina aka Oki, and I am going to be doing a house item preview for you that was special requested. I was told that it would be useful. So what I'm going to be discussing is the Blood of Luclin's expansion, Collector's Edition, Premium Edition, and Family Edition recipe that you get that matches the house that you get if you get one of those versions of the expansion. So a lot of people are sad about this building block set. So I hope not only to talk about the items that are available and how they scale and all of that, but also what we're kind of disappointed about. So maybe a dev might see it and might be able to fix some of the items. Now, how this recipe book is different from previous expansions, one, the items scale differently. They don't get as big. Two, the items themselves are not marked as building blocks. The third thing isn't necessarily a negative thing. It depends upon your perspective. I'm all for having things available to people and everything. This time around, you can actually place this items on the broker. In the past, they were no trade in or heirloom. I forget which. I'd have to look in my bag, and I'm doing a video, so my graphics are all messed up. So anyway, before you could what's it called? I'm sorry. Have someone craft them for you. What's that called? I forget what that's called. Brain fart. Anyway, moving on. Commission. Someone could commission them, and then they would own the items, and you wouldn't have to actually have access to their house and place them and that sort of thing. But you both had to be online at the same time and in the same guild hall or house or whatever to get the items. So anyway, that is not necessarily a negative for me, but some people might be like, well, I spent all this money on the expansion, but you also get the house and a bunch of other stuff. So I think it balances it out. A lot of people are not finding these items useful because of how they scale and because they don't count towards building blocks. So with that in mind, let's go through all the items that you get. Plus, there's some bonus stuff at the end, some matching stuff that is in regular crafting books that everyone can access. You can get them off the broker and everything. So both the handcrafted and the mastercrafted. Now, I noticed a lot of the items from this expansion are all marked treasured. Hardly any of them are marked mastercrafted or handcrafted, at least the ones that I've looked at. So it's kind of hard to figure out if the price is worth it, that sort of thing. But so let's start with this. I'm going in the order of the items found in the recipe book. So the first item is the Cathedral, and this is the item at medium size. And this is it at its largest. Now, it might look really big for this item, but if you compare it to the actual house that you get inside, the actual house, there's a building that you can, if you click on the door, it will zone you into the building. It's tiny. And I will show that when I do the breakout video. There's just not enough space for me to put all the items in at one spot, medium, maximum, and go through it quickly enough, since I am going to be doing a lot of talking about what we're disappointed with. So it doesn't scale very big. I thought it would be a lot bigger, judging from the house inside the house that you get from the expansion. So the other thing that I know I am disappointed at is we didn't get a door that fits the doors inside and this external door, but also the door doesn't open. You click on it and it zones you into the building. So how is it extra disappointing, sort of speak. You can't go in these buildings that you can craft. So you would have to build the interior if you were to do it. So let me start by lifting this up so you can see the bottom of the item. It is not solid. So if you look, I can fly up in it. So you would have to basically build everything. It looks like the columns are solid. You can see them. You can't go through them, but the walls themselves are not solid. So not only can you not go inside it by clicking on the door, but you have to build everything. The bottom is not solid and everything. So it doesn't, it's a lot of work to use them. So you can only use them in specific situations, like you're running out of building count, but you want it to look like a village. So you put these places, but you can't go inside. People build their own custom houses all the time where you can't go inside them. You might be able to look in the window or not, but it saves an item count, but makes one of the houses feel more populated with stuff. So just not having a solid floor is a problem because you can't like have a teleporter and have you go inside the building and build your own walls, kind of thing. Hopefully this is making sense to the devs if they do watch this. But anyway, so that is the issue. And a lot of times we like to use items and flip them upside down and use the bottoms of these. We probably wouldn't do it with this building, but I'm just saying that how we can use these items is limited. So the next item is this. And this one I would definitely probably, if the bottom was different than the roof, I'd probably want to use the bottom of it. So the exterior wall, it has 2 windows and then it's solid wall on each of the sides. The roof looks like this, which is a building block that you can craft. Not this recipe book, but just the regular, I'm not sure if it's handcrafted. I think it's handcrafted, not mastercrafted. So there's a full set with all the arches and windows and doors and tiles and columns and all that stuff. So the minimum size is this. It's like as tall as I am, which is kind of sad. So I'm the smallest possible dark elf. Now if it was face size maybe, so you could use it as a dollhouse or something, maybe it would be more useful. But the maximum size is even better because it's not that big. It really is not. And again, it is not solid. The columns are solid, but the walls are not. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. I know people have mentioned in chat channels and stuff or on the forums, I think on the forums, that, Shadowplay, who was a Player Studio artist, the first set that he had, the Winter Chateau or whatever, that one you couldn't go inside of his stuff. He hadn't figured out how to get to that point where you could actually enter the buildings. But quickly after that, he was able to figure out how to design the pieces of building sets that you buy on the marketplace so that you could actually enter them, use the interior, not just the exterior. So this set reminds me of his very first attempt at giving us buildings that we can buy and use. So these big open houses, we can use them even if we're not a very good decorator. So anyway, this is what that reminds me of. So the next item is the garden. And notice there is no building block tag on it. This is the smallest, which is pretty small, which could be useful for fays and frog logs and rotongas and all that. But this one, it's fairly big. I mean, I'm not that disappointed in this one, but it would be nice if it got just a little bit bigger. The bottom is solid, which is very nice. I'm happy about that. So, and I don't think you can walk through it. No, I can't fly through it, so you can't walk through it. Now the window, this is the minimum size. It is the golden window, and the maximum size. So here I am. It's about just probably 2.5 times my height. It is not even waist high at the smallest, which is an okay scaling, but I think it doesn't scale big enough still. I mean, I could live with this, but if you look at the actual house that we're given, the windows get way bigger than this. Plus, it doesn't, I heard that it doesn't really fit the building block set. You can kind of see in the background that I have an arch, which is actually a door thing. It doesn't look like it's the right shape, and they scale completely different. So at the end, when I get near the other stuff that you can craft normally without buying a special expansion, I will cover that. I'll bring it over to the window so you can see. Now it is solid. You can't walk through it, and the bottom is also solid. So that, I mean, it's okay. I would prefer that it would scale bigger though. I would prefer this entire building block set, which you can't call it that if it's not tagged that, really, got bigger. So the next item is this, and it's gorgeous. I love it, but it's just so tiny. It's just so tiny. I wanted to see tiny, the smallest minimum, but I wanted it to get huge, or scale like the older expansion stuff. So let's take a look at the bottom. It is a solid on the bottom, and it looks like it might be a different design. Let me see here. Flip it over. Is it a different design? No, it's the same on the bottom as it is on top, and it is... Oh, it let me fly partially through it. Let me rotate it again. And it is solid. It just must have been every once in a while you fly faster than the game's expecting you to move, and so you might end up stuck in stuff. All right, so it's gorgeous. Wish it was bigger, a lot bigger. All right, the next item is this platform, and I could totally see using this as roofs and stuff, not just a platform. I can see flipping it on its side to use the side of it. It's the same on all the sides, I think. Well, no, there's an extra pillar in the middle on the sides, but the front and the back only has corner pillars. So let's raise it up, and it is not solid, which is very disappointing because a lot of us like to use the bottoms of things. So it's not quite as useful as it could be. I'm guessing the bottom would be the same as the top, though. So I don't know. It's okay. I definitely needs to be bigger, though. All right, moving on to the next item is this round pillar, and the minimum is right here. The maximum is here. It's pretty. I'm guessing this doesn't get big enough to even match the ones that are actually found in the house itself. I know I want this at least. I would love it if everything in this set would be at least get to about double, if not triple the size it does right now. So, maybe triple's a little out there, but we'll see. We'll see if they can fix it. I don't know if they can. It is solid, which is a plus, because I like flipping columns upside down and using the bottom. Sometimes I like this part rather than the top. So you will be able to do that because it is solid on the bottom. And yes, I can kind of get my head stuck in it, but it is an actual solid item. All right, so the next item is, I think, the shop. So Again, you cannot enter this building. It is tiny. And I will bring this stuff with me again to the actual house itself that you get if you buy the collector's edition. I'll go around the sides. It does have windows on the sides. And yeah, a window in the front up top. I love the rounded part. I could totally see sinking this. But again, I think it should get bigger, a lot bigger. I'm just going to stop saying that at this point, if I can remember to. And I'm guessing the columns are solid, the bottom is not, and the walls are not, and the roof's not. Yep, it is not solid. So, yeah, not as useful as everyone was hoping they would be. I was seriously hoping that, like, one of these buildings would be big enough to use as a skin on an existing building, but since you can't enter it, you really can't use it for that, and it does not scale. So, yeah. All right, so there is a second window, and it is Smoky Window, and it scales about the same as the other one. Again, it doesn't look like it's the right shape. I will it's yeah, it's the same on both sides. Like, wait a minute. So I'm guessing this one's solid on the bottom. It is. So that is nice that it's solid. So the next item is square pillar, not column, pillar. Again, it does not match how big the actual item is in the house, which makes it hard to build additional buildings, that sort of thing. It is solid, which is nice. I can totally see just using this bottom square piece for trim somewhere. Yeah. I would really love if we had, like, just this square piece with this trim all the way around, and then just, like, the top look like the bottom. Because I could, or have it even long, but not deep. So we could use it for trims and stuff, kind of like this length. But it's just this item so that we could use it as trim. But, well, what can you do but hope and pray someday future stuff will be developed with these things in mind. All right, so there's a wall. It is solid. Here is the minimum size, and here is the maximum size. I mean, it's just what, twice, not even twice my height. I could see using this as like a railing or something. It is solid on the bottom, which is nice. That is a plus. So let's see here. Was that all the items? That is all the items in the actual building blocks set or recipe book that you get from the special expansion versions. Now, as promised, this item is the teal. So here's the maximum square, and this is the minimum square of the tile set. There's also a tan version, a beige version of it, which is, I think, normal. It shows uncommon, and these ones are marked as building block. They are, I think, regular crafted or handcrafted. I'm going to move this. Now, both sets have all the building block pieces. I just don't have them all because this is really a preview of this special recipe, but I want to cover stuff. So this window is at maximum size. This building block is at maximum size, and look, it doesn't even come close. So if I scale it to where it might fit, look, this is a door thing. But it would be really nice if we had something that fit. Let's see here. Sorry for my very, very, very messy bags. Square window. Not square. I want other one. Tall wall. No. Sorry, I don't have this. Thin windowed. Okay, so let's place this and say we want to use this window in it. We can kind of make it work, but it doesn't go all the way through, so we'd have to use 2 of them. But anyway, so if you were hoping this was the right shape to fit in there, it is not. All right, I'm going to pick these 2 items up, and we'll keep going. So, and I don't think this tile even gets as big as a normal tile. Let me just check that. Think. How about ash tile? Plain ash tile. Oh yeah, it's a plat. Oh well. So minimum size, it looks like it's the right size. Now, the maximum size is this. So let me just move that on there so you can get a clear picture. It is 1/4 the size of a regular building block. So maybe we could get this building block set changed to match. Now, I don't have an arch to check to see if all the items in the building block set scale properly, but I'm guessing they don't. Or properly, like all the other building blocks we have available. So maybe we can get some change. Cross your fingers, people. Now, there's some other items that have Sanctus Seru in the name of them, so I thought I'd just preview those as well. I'm missing 3 of the things. They're rugs. They're really expensive. I will show you those rugs once we get to the rugs that I was able to afford to buy. So this item is a bench, and it's not a table. It looks like a table, but it is a bench. And here is it at minimum size, and here's it at maximum size. Now, a bench is taller than me. Just have that sink in, devs, and look at how much bigger this wall is. Shouldn't a wall be like an extremely bigger size than a bench? So there are 3 counters that we can get. Small size counter. This is a small size. At its maximum. Here's the minimum. And again, it's like the same height as this bench. And I mean, if I move this and show you this wall is not that much longer or wider than this counter. There is another counter called single counter. Again, minimum, maximum. They are gorgeous. I'm really glad that we're getting some straight counters that, don't angle. And then there's this medium-sized counter. I don't think there's a large one. I mean, to me, I thought this, would be called large. It's gorgeous. Are they solid on the bottom? Yes, they are. Let me flip it so you can kind of see what it looks like on the bottom. So this is what it looks like on the bottom. I would kind of wish that these pillars didn't stick down, but it's okay. It's okay. I forgot to show you if this bench was solid on the bottom. It is, and it's the goldish color trim on the bottom. All right, so the next item is, which is gorgeous crate, and I love this item. It is way taller than I am. I would think that a crate wouldn't get quite as tall as a wall, but it looks like it is actually taller than a wall at the maximum size. And, I just want to just show you why we're thinking it's just not big enough so that they totally understand that we're not just complaining or anything, that this is why our expectation was the way it was and why we're disappointed. All right, so it is solid on the bottom as well, which is really cool. All right, so the next item is a bookcase. It is empty. I don't know if a filled one exists or not. These are just the items that I found on the broker, and I think on the Lyra site, eq2furniture.com. I did do an item preview of stuff that wasn't the special building block set, but I missed items in the video for some reason. There was just so much of it. We didn't know where everything came from, and I don't remember all the items that were in there, so I don't know if there's an actual bookcase with items on there. But we do have some really pretty bookcase sets that would fill it easily. So the other item that can also, I think, be crafted is the Prismatic Crystal. This is the maximum size, and this is the minimum size. I think it scales about the same as the other crystals that we can get. I don't think I have any crystals in my building, or in my broker box. I don't think I do. I have so much stuff. This is just what I carry around. This is old kind of crystals. I'm trying to remember if we have crystals. Maybe I can just do a search. Maybe it won't be too expensive. Crystal. I can type. All right. What is it? No. House item. Crystal. All right. I guess no, I'm not going to spend that much. I think they're the same size as before. I will find one and I will have it for when I do the breakout video. Hopefully. I'm thinking that that's about the way they do scale, which is really small compared to how big the crystals are in the actual house. But they don't have to be that big. I mean, who's going to have a crystal that big? I mean, it's a crystal. To me, crystals should be small. So there are 4 rugs that I could afford on the broker. They're regular crafted. This is the maximum size for this one, which is huge. And here's the minimum size. And I don't think I saw this one on Lyra's site. I could be wrong, but it should be on there. I might have sorted wrong or something, but this is the minimum size. And I love that there's a half circle one. I hope that we get more half circle ones. And then the rounded rug, and then throw rug, and this one is called squared rug. Now, they're a good size. I did not flip these, did I? I did not. For you to see the bottoms, if the bottoms are solid, so I cannot walk through this way. I cannot walk through this way, and it looks like it's a different pattern on the bottom. Woot woot bonus. This is the stuff we like. Why? Because one item we can use multiple different ways. Maybe 2 different ways, but it's still multiple ways. We could also use the rug as a trim, which is really nice, like on a wall or something, have it as a flooring and then have the stuff like go bigger than the whatever it's on to create a trim. Same with this rug. Let's see. So yeah, it's a different pattern on the bottom, which thank you. And that way they don't have to create as many items, but we have double the purpose. So yeah, this one you can't walk through either, and different pattern. Love that. All right, let's flip this bad boy over. Not that way. Let's do it the other way. Uh-oh. There we go. So there it is, and it is different. I think it's different. Maybe not. This one might not be different on the other side. Twirl it. It's the same. This one's the same on both sides, but you know, 3 of them were different. So now there is only 2 of the 3 rugs. Why am I going there? I'm going to go to last and then previous. And so there's a small square rug instead of a squared past tense rug. And it's a different appearance than this square rug. Including it's different than the back of it. Okay. So, let's see. And then there is just a square rug without the D again. And see here. It kind of looks like the back or bottom of this one, except the corners. Look at the corner. So it's definitely different. I don't know if the other side of it is different. I don't know if the coloring matches perfectly or whatever, but it is a different rug. So it's master crafted and they're uber expensive right now. So that is all of the items that start with Sanctus Seru. And I hope this was educational to you guys. I hope maybe a dev might see this. I will also do like a bug report to see if some of these items can be changed in the future. I will keep you posted, or you guys will keep me posted. Who knows? But thanks for watching and check out the breakout video. I don't know if we can break out, but I'm going to try.